Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei Extras. Today we're going to be looking at potential players for MCC Pride, because I think it's something interesting to talk about, and it just leaves room for discussion in the community for who you might want to see. I will be showing all the potential candidates that I came up with. Here they are. The top part, also sorry for the flashbang, the top part I think are all LGBTQ creators. I could be wrong. I apologize if one of these is incorrect, but from what I could find on the internet, this is correct. And then I put some bigger streamers, coincidentally all YouTube streamers, at the bottom here as well. Owen's Juice, I think, would be a really good candidate. I think he has been rumored to be a newcomer for a while, or at least people have wanted to see Owen join, and I think he would be a really good ad. Oppo Kuna, kind of Owen's like partner in business when it comes to the POW creations. Oppo, also a Block Wars player, very cool guy. I think Oppo would be a good ad. He knows a lot of people. I think he's also LGBTQ, so works well. Crowfang, also someone who I think would fit nicely. I kind of had these three together because I feel like they would make for a really good trio. But I mean, I don't know. I don't get to really say anything when it comes to, I don't have a say for MCC, I guess, obviously. Jaden and Jacob, this one might be a little bit of an outlandish pick. Jaden is Jaden Animations and Jacob is AlphaRad. They're, I think, roommates and just extremely good friends. Also, I think both of them are LGBTQ. Jaden obviously has been in the QSMP playing a bunch of Minecraft. Jacob, I think, might not like Minecraft. Maybe he doesn't hate it. I think he just doesn't play it that much. I do think this would be a really cool duo to see in MCC, or even in any other event, obviously. I think it would be really sick. It would be a really cool crossover. Zombie Cleo, I've seen people recommend. I think Zombie Cleo is a Hermitcraft member. I am not sure if they are LGBTQ, but I will take everybody's word for it. Olive Sleepy was a Rats SMP member, also semi-recently became pretty popular. Would be able to be paired with the top three, and it would be a cool team. Quarter Jade or Jody, I think, would be a cool ad. I don't actually know if she's LGBTQ, because what I found on the internet was not very clear. No clue if she is, actually, but if she is, obviously good ad. Even if she isn't, still a really good ad. You could pair her with John, which is her boyfriend, Masayoshi, and you could make a really cool team. Missy, also known as Mr. Cat, I think would be a fantastic ad. Also, these are not in order, by the way. Mr. Cat, I think, would be a really good ad. Obviously, I am very good friends with Misty, and I am slightly biased, but I also think Misty represents part of the LGBT community that I think either isn't currently represented in the player base or is barely represented in the player base. Misty also knows a lot of people, has shown a lot of growth over the last year or two. Obviously now is a very big YouTuber, at least. And I think they'd be a really good ad. I think that just in general, even outside of Pride MCC, I think Misty would be a fantastic add to the roster. So yeah, I'd love to see Misty get in. Gucky, I think, is Aimsy's partner. It would be a good ad. I think Gucky is relatively well known in the Minecraft community. I think it'd be a cool person to see in. And then Crumb, who obviously, I think Crumb, I'm not sure if Crumb would want to play. I don't know if they are any competitive type of person. I know Crumb is mostly an artist and I think maybe has played Minecraft. I'm not sure. But Crumb is really cool, so I'd love to see Crumb get it. Now, next up to the big streamer category. Maybe one of these or multiple of these people are also LGBTQ. I just don't know. I haven't really done my research. Foosley or Leslie, I think, would be a really good person to have in the roster. Depends on who else is in. But I think Leslie knows quite a good amount of people, and is also very well known. Lily Picho, I think, is the biggest streamer out of these four. Lily obviously is very popular, part of OTV. I think Leslie might also be part of OTV, I could be wrong. Lily, I don't know how many people she knows, but I think there should be enough people that she could work with on a team, and she would be pretty big to have in the event, so that'd be cool. Myth, probably mostly known for a lot of people as a Fortnite streamer. think would be a really cool ad. Also a pretty sizable YouTube streamer. And then Dr. Lupo, who I also think most people will know as a Fortnite streamer. But I think he would be a cool ad as well. I know he hosted a Minecraft tournament relatively recently. And yeah, I think it would be cool. Let's actually first look at the teams I made before I get to the reviewing Reddit teams. I just kind of put people together. I tried to make it at least primarily LGBTQ roster. I think looking at this, you got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, if you include Misty, 18, 19, 20, nope, I actually don't know if Finster is, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, I think that's 25, I might have miscounted. Also, we'll just go over all these teams. First team, initially I had just this red team, and then I was like, they might need a good player, so I gave them Sapnap. Obviously, 5UP, Toast, and Sykkuno know each other very well from the Among Us days. They've also all already played in MCC before, and at least Toast and Sykkuno bring in insane viewership, probably. So does Sapnap. So I think it would just be a really good team to have. Obviously, only 5UP on this team is LGBTQ, at least from what I know. Maybe someone else is as well. But I think having them in for the viewership aspect is really nice. And also seeing them back would be really cool. I think there's a cool combo of people. So yeah, that's the red team. Orange team, let me just do it like this so you can kind of see what I'm highlighting. Orange team, I had Phil and Nikki together, and I think Rambo Amesy is obviously a really good pairing. I think they're really good friends. I think they fit really well with Nikki and Phil as well, and I would love to see them all play together. I think it would be really cool. First, quote-unquote, newcomer on a yellow team is Owen. Scott Owen are really good friends. Obviously, Shelby and Scott are really good friends, and then Kara should know everyone on this team relatively well. I think this is just a really cohesive team. Lime team, I wanted to make a full women team, but I also tried to make it properly balanced, and because of like the restrictions of the Pride roster, which is LGBTQ and extremely popular people, it's a little difficult. Otherwise, you could put Hannah in Hannah XX Rose in Martin's slot and move Martin to somewhere else. Also, I will be contradicting myself on what I just said at some point in this roster. You can probably already see it. Green team, Tapple, Tommy is a duo I think a lot of people have been wanting to see for a while. It goes back a very long time from the Hypixel days. I think it would be really cool. Also, obviously both of them are very funny. I then put them with Jacksepticeye first because I want to see him return. I think it'd be really cool. And then I give them Ludwig because I think Ludwig works really well on this team, and I think he actually knows everyone on this team. At least knows of everyone, because I know he was on a team with Tapple and he seemed to know who Harvey is. So I think they know each other. For the rest, I think that's just a really cool team. I think if this was tweeted out as like, hey, this is the Green Geckos, it would be like, oh my god, no way. Next up, you've got another newcomer, being Leslie. You got Puns, Foolish, Tina, Leslie. I had Foolish, Tina. I wanted to give them a newcomer because I think they are both variety creators, so giving them a newcomer is a lot easier since they are more likely to know people. And then they needed a good player. I think Puns is a really good fit. Puns should know everyone on that team. You could probably swap Puns and Sapnap. I think this would work equally as well. Doesn't really matter, but that could be pretty cool. Next up, another newcomer being Misty on the Aqua team, together with Antfrost, Velvet, and Eret. I think that would be a really cool combo. Initially, I had Gizzy on this team, and then realized that I'm pretty sure that team happened if you put Harvey in where Misty would go. So for the sake of quote-unquote variety, I put someone else there instead of Gizzy Gaza, and then Gizzy's obviously on the next team. But yeah, I think that would be a really good team for Misty. I think Misty knows all of those people relatively well. So yeah. Next up, you've got Dave, Finster, Gizzy Gaza, and Captain Puffy. I think Finster, is not LGBTQ. I could be wrong. I do think Finster is really good to have in because Finster has been actively, I think Finster has actively done some charity stuff for, I think, trans people. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's true. Either way, I think Finster is a good representation, regardless if he's LGBTQ or not. Dave obviously is LGBTQ. I think obviously should be in. Just kind of a team that I threw together out of people I had remaining. But I think it works out well. I think it shouldn't clash anywhere. I think it goes pretty smoothly here. Next up, you got the purple team: Illumina, Grian, Gemini, Tay, and Gumi. I had Illumina, Grian, and Gem because I think Illumina is someone who works really well with Hermits. And I had Gumi there because Gumi wasn't on the team yet, and coincidentally, they've been trying to duo for a long time. So I think that works really well. No clue if Gumi is family friendly or can be family friendly, because I mean, they're with Grian, so they probably have to. But yeah, that's purple team. And then lastly, here's my little bit of hypocrisy. I put Shane in. I know he probably isn't in, but just for the sake of, this is my YouTube channel, so I get to do what I want. Shane's on the team. I had Tubbo and Ray. Actually, I should change it. I had Ray with Lily as a duo, and then thought, who do we pair with them? I think there's a good amount of options, but I ended up going with Shane and Tubbo. Tubbo because Tubbo knows like everyone, and Shane because Shane is insane and also is pretty decent friends with Tubbo. And I think it'd be really cool. I mean, my hope for Pride was that Shane would get in together with like 3 of like big non-Minecraft streamers, like literally replace Puns with Shane and replace 5UP with like Ray, like something like that. Obviously very unlikely to happen, probably impossible, but I think it'd be really cool. All right, that's my creative portion. I've already gone for 12 minutes, but we're going to keep going because there's more. I think I found 4 posts about Pride teams. We're going to go through them really quickly, and I'll give my feedback on them. This team is really cool. Wilbur probably won't be able to play. I'm not 100% sure when the next Pride is, but I looked at some of his tour times, and I imagine he's probably busy. So I don't think Wilbur will be in. But it's cool. 0 LGBTQ players though, I think so far, so not a great start. Actually, it's not a bad start. I actually have made this team before, but Vixella, Hannah, Jojo, Lizzie. I mean, a full women team is good. I think this is cool. I don't know if Hannah has a chance of being in. I think if there's room, I think Hannah being in is good because I think just having more women in the event is always good. So that's cool. Also pretty good. Ludwig, George, Saikuno, Illumina. I think this is a really cool team. No clue how likely it is, but it would be really cool. Let's see. So what we have: 1, 2, 3, 4 LGBTQ creators so far. Okay. Puns, 5UP, Gumi, Abe. That's just a very solid team. Should work fine. That adds 2 more, so I think that makes 6. Toast, Boxbox, John, and Timmy. This is just the return of the Cyan team, I'm pretty sure, from MCC Underdogs. I don't think it's very likely for them to return unless they are specifically invited back to do so. And that's all I'll say. No LGBTQ creators, but they are obviously very big creators, so it doesn't really matter. Rambo, AMZ, Callum, and Sneeg, I think is a really cool team as well. Obviously, this is a Misfits team. Also adds 2 more LGBTQ creators, which I think makes 8. Next, Ray, Pokey, Leslie, and Miyung. Obviously, this would be really cool. It would be a little too weak. I don't think this should happen because I feel like if you have a big streamer who brings in big viewership, you should probably give them a team where they won't get absolutely destroyed and get last. Unless they don't care, obviously. But I don't think any of them are LGBTQ, so that still makes a total of 8. Foolish, Sam, Bad, and Skeppy would be cool. This would be very strong. I'm not gonna lie, this would probably be a very strong team, so I don't know if this should happen, but it'd be cool, I guess, yeah. Also, I don't think any of them are LGBTQ, so that still leaves us with 8. Okay. Me, Misty, Kara, and Velvet. Obviously, I would be honored to play, but I don't want to take away a spot from someone who should be in, so obviously, if I was invited, I would probably not decline, but I would be a little hesitant because I feel like it'd be really weird if I was invited to MCC Pride. Misty, I think, should be in, obviously. Kara Velvet, I think, works really well. That adds 3, so that would be 11. And then finally, you've got Antfrost, Scott, Shovel, Tubbo. I think that's a really cool team, and that also is 4 LGBTQ creators, so that makes 15. I think 15 is a little too low. I feel like it should be the majority, unless there are a bunch of really big creators. But even then, it's like a little iffy. So that's that one. Next up, we've got more early Pride predictions from 2 days ago, apparently. Oh, it literally just updated. Harvey, Tubbo, Eret, Ponk would be cool. I don't know. I don't know if Ponk is LGBTQ. I think Ponk does go by any pronouns, but I don't know if that implies anything. So let's say, for the benefit of the doubt, we'll say yes. I don't know if it's the case. If not, I apologize. But that would be 4 Pride creators. This is a cool team. This is also 3 LGBTQ creators, so that's 7. This would be a cool team too. I think this is really interesting. I think that is also another 3, so that's what? Actually, let's consider Pog's not. I don't know if Pog is. I really don't know. That's just hard to gauge for me. I'm not too familiar. But I think that's 9. Right? Yeah, that is 9. Spifey, Dave, Martin, and Gizzy, I think, is another 4, so that's 13. Also a very interesting team. Carl, George, Dream, Saikuno. I think this is a little bit of copium. I doubt Dream will play, but if he does, I think it's fine, because obviously he's LGBTQ and brings in good viewership. That adds another 2, so that's 15, which is really solid for 15 in just the first half. Tina, 5up, Foolish, Ray would be a really cool team. I think that adds 2, so that's 17. Also big viewership, so that's a double good part. Velvet, Ant, Scott, Gumi, that's another 4 LGBTQ creators, so I think that makes for 21. The Simmers, who I think only Vixella is, so that's 22. Puffy, Sylvie, Hannah, Kara, all women team is cool. I like that. I think that adds another 2, so that's 24. I might have lost count. Tommy, Rambo, Amy, and Shovel, I think is a really cool team as well, and that adds another 3, so that's 27. That's W. Very good. 27 Pride creators, while also including some really big streamers. I think that's really good. I think that if this was the roster, I would not complain. Okay, this is a little interesting. Markiplier's on this one. I've heard some rumors that apparently he was supposed to be in Pride 2022. However, I have seen that only be mentioned recently, so I don't know if that's true, and I'm not going to assume it is. But if that is true, that's kind of awesome that Markiplier was going to be in MCC. But who knows? This is a cool team. Purpled, I don't think will be in. I'm not familiar with Tiffay. This team's communication might lack a bit, as I don't believe Tiffay has ever met anyone on this team. Okay, so that's interesting. Gumi, Ray, Saikuno, Fruit. I don't think Fruit will be in. I don't know if I already said I don't think Purpled will be in. I don't think Fruit will be in, but that would be cool. Shelby, Tina, Leslie, and Ant, I think will be a really cool team. Steph, Elena, Becky, and Jem, I think this is a cool team. I doubt Becky will be in, unless she is LGBTQ, but I just don't know. Otherwise, this is cool, yeah. Sylvie, G, Andy, and Michaela, I think could work, yeah. I don't know if Andy is back to content creation, so I don't think she would be available. But she is very good friends with G and Sylvie, so I think that would be interesting. John, Lily, Jody, and Timmy. I think this would be a really cool team. I actually think it would work fine. Assuming that Jody is LGBTQ, which obviously I don't want to assume, but for the sake of this video, let's assume, because the internet told me no clue if it's true. This would be good, and obviously they bring in like a crazy amount of viewers, so that's cool. Okay. Now calm down here. Hold up. Foolish, Mr. Beast, Carl Jacobs, Quackity. I think Jimmy I think it's not impossible for Jimmy to play in MCC at some point. I just think in the current state of MCC, it is very unlikely. I think the only circumstance under which Jimmy would play is if Minecraft in its entirety has another resurgence, which then hopefully translates over to other events as well, in which Jimmy might want to play. Also, Quackity I don't think will play, and Carl might, but I doubt it. You got this team. I think it's fine. I mean, they get good viewership, I think. So that's cool. And then Brianna, Preston, Joel, and Lizzie. I think Brianna is Preston's wife. Very interesting. No clue how many Pride creators are in this one, but I don't think there was that many. And if I'm wrong, then I apologize. And this one is from very recent hours. This one I haven't seen this one before, so let's take a look. Jojo, Joel, Lizzie, Puffy, cool. Illumina, Phil, Becky, Elena. That's such a broken team. You gotta keep in mind that it's supposed to be like for fun, right? You can't make a team that's this busted unless it's like super popular. I guess this one is relatively popular, but still, that's wild. Scott, Green, Shelby, Kara. This would be really cool. I think this is a pretty dope team. Ant Punk, Velvet, Eritz. Yep, another really cool team. Depending on how well Velvet does, this could actually be pretty balanced. Tommy, Tubbo, Lud, and Nikki. This would be a really, really cool team. I think this would be really funny as well. I would love to see this. Callum, 5-Up, Spifey, Laser Beam. I think this team looks like it's almost happened before. I'm pretty sure this team happened if you replaced 5-Up with Muselk. But I mean, it's fine, I guess. Harvey, Martin, Jem, and Gizzy, I think could work fine. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Dave, Foolish, Gumi, Sniff, I think that works fine too. Sabnab, George, Saikuno, Tina. On the Purple Pandas is a wild take. I think this one is the most popular team so far. Maybe I missed something, but that's wild. Hannah, Rambo, Pearl, and Amesy, I think that works fine too. Yeah, that's the MCC Pride team review. Well, I don't know why I did this already. I might just upload this later. Yeah, these are my suggested creators. And yeah, that's my takes. Go subscribe, guys. All right, goodbye.